Okay, good morning everyone. Today's session is all about the Python tutorial and I made a PPT so you can view this very easily. So our next first point is all about Python is popular language and it was created by Guido van Rossum and released in 1991. What is this used for? It is used for web development, means server-side scripting language, software development, mathematics, statistics, system scripting, and all those. Next is Python philosophy. The minimalistic design philosophy of Python means that it emphasizes code readability. It also provides syntax structures that allows programmer to express concepts in fewer lines of code than in languages such as C++ and Java. Moreover, Python provides the means of write programs that can be scaled up very much. So Python is all about the interpreted language, object-oriented language, high-level programming language with dynamic semantics. It's high-level built-in data structures combined with dynamic typing, dynamic binding, make it very attractive for rapid application development as well as for use and for the scripting or glue language to connect existing of commands together. So Python simple, easy to learn, syntax emphasizes readability and therefore reduces the cost of program maintenance, and Python supports modules and packages which encourages program modularity and code reuse. So often programmers fall in love with Python because of the increased productivity it provides. Since there is no compilation step, the edit stage debug cycle is incredibly fast. So debugging Python programs is very much easy. It's very much easy, and since there is no compilation step, edit test, debug cycle is incredibly fast. So debugging Python program is easy, and it is very much discoverable language. A source level debugger allows inspection. It helps for game debug also. Okay, let's see today how much we can cover. Our next topic is all about the Python features. Python is a dynamic, high-level, free, open source, and interpreted language, programming language, and supports object-oriented programming as well as procedural oriented programming. So in purpose, Python, we don't need to declare the type of variable because it is a dynamically typed language. For example, just imagine x equal to 10, and here x can be anything such as string, integer, etc. But what are the real features in Python? There are many features in Python, some of which are discussed below, like easy to code. Python is high-level programming language. Python is very easy to learn language as compared to other languages like C. C has JavaScript, Java, etc. And it is very easy to code in Python language, and anybody can learn Python by basic few hours or days. So it is also developer friendly language and user friendly language, you can say. Our second point is all about the free, open source, and object oriented language. What is that? Python language is freely available at the official website, and you can download it from the given download link. I will provide you the link in the description below later. But now just concentrate, since it is open source, and this means that source code is also available to the public. So you can download anywhere. It is totally freely open source language, and softwares are also freely available. Now, object-oriented language. One of the key features of the Python is object-oriented language, object-oriented programming language. Python supports object-oriented language and concepts, classes, objects, encapsulation, everything is supported by Python. GUI programming support. GUI programming support is also available while missing the theme, but graphical user interfaces can be made using a module search like PyQt5, PyQt4, Wax Python, TK-Python, ThinkInter-Python, graphical apps with Python. All those things are related to Python. Extensible feature. Python is a extensible language. We can write as some Python code like C, C++ language. Also, we can compile that code in C, C++ language. That is portable language. Python is also portable language. For example, if we have Python code for Windows, we want to run it in Unix, Linux, Mac, all those things. And Python is integrated language, like easily integrated Python with other languages and interpreted language also. Okay, so no waste for time. We can discuss now the Python structures of modules, statements, and objects. And those things are really necessary for Python programming as beginner, as advanced level also. So, and the way you divide a program into source file and mix parts into total by going with the process. We also discussed the topics of Python, modules, objects, imports, and in practical method, actually programs usually more than one file. So for each one, but simple scripts, so every program will take multiple form systems, and we can do a Python structure programming. So in general, Python program consists of so many text files which contains Python statements. Program is designed as single main high file with one or more supplement files. So in Python, high level file has important part of control of your program file, and you can start your application. So the library tools are also known as module files. These tools are implemented for making collection of top level files, high level file, use tools which are defined in module files, and module files will implement files which are defined in other modules. So these things are really necessary to become a Python expert. More about that, attributes and imports are also available. Like the structure Python program consists of 3 files such as a.py, b.py, c.py. Those structures we can conclude, and the file model a.py is chosen for the high level, and it is known as the simple text file of statement. And the functions, if you see, for example, b.py define a function. Yeah, and if you see that, yeah, Python import statement gives a file a.py access to file b.py. It shows that load file b.py and gives access to all its attributes by name b. So import statements will automatically execute and implement by those structures, statements, control flow, created objects, indentation matters, and all those things. Now, if you call about the proper statements, then we can see, we can say the process of importing considered as general in total Python. Any sort of file can get tools from any file. Now, what about actually the module structure? Here, if we take this as a part of Python, as a biggest part, now for the basic operations, if you see here, I am declared size like the assignment size equal to 40. Okay. Now minus a equal to b equal to c equal to 3. So this is called the assignment operation. Okay. And for the numbers, if you see, I have declared integer, float, complex numbers like I, j, I square equal to -1. So here I am declared 1j plus 3 abs of j. And for strings, I have declared in some quotation marks, hello world, okay, bye world. So continuation of this longer text, and this is called the strings. This is called the numbers. This is called the assignment. So those are the small example of the string. Okay. And what about more about the string operations? If you see in my screen, concat with the neighbors, like I am declared word equal to help plus x, word equal to help plus a. So in that matter, actually the concatenation operation has been happened. Okay, so this is called the actual concatenation operations. Okay, what is the lists? Yeah, lists can be heterogeneous. Okay, list can be indexed and sliced. List can be manipulated. So this is a best thing in Python that we have to know. One thing is list, another thing is tuple. Okay, so no need to more because we have very short time of this session. So we are going to close this session, but before that, I want to declare some list and tuple stored one of the most objects and values in a specific order. So the object stored in a list or tuple can be of any type, including nothing type defined by non-keyword. What are the syntax differences? Syntax of list and tuple is slightly different, but list is surrounded by square brackets and tuple are surrounded by the first bracket parentheses. Suppose, just imagine list number I am suppose declaring in a third bracket 1, 2, 3, 4, and tuple number variable I am declared some numbers in first bracket 1, 2, 3, 4, and if we are printing them and if we see the type, they will show in different order. Okay. So today's days, most of the interviews are asking the question. Today's days, most of the interviews are asking question, lists are mutable or not? Yeah, values can be changed, whereas tuple are immutable and values cannot be changed. So you cannot consider the list as arrays. Okay, you cannot consider the list as arrays. Okay, so those things are really necessary to learn, to give a control flow, to give the functions. All those things are really necessary. Your list, you can see some methods are also there, like append, extend, insert, remove. So what happened in list, these are called mutable, means you can change the list, but immutable means values cannot be changed. These are the difference. And you can consider the list as arrays in C, but in list you can store elements of different types, but in array all the elements should of the same type, whereas a tuple is a sequence of immutable Python objects. So tuples are sequences just like list. The differences between tuple and list are tuples cannot be changed unlike list. Tuples use parentheses where list use square bracket. Consider the example India, US, UK. So now you must be thinking why tuples when we have list. So the simple answer would be tuples are faster than lists. If you are defining a constant set of values which you just want to iterate, then use tuple instead of list. So these are the things that we need to know. But Python list and tuples, it's a very vast thing. So the syntax is, so the practical experience, hands-on experience, these are really needed. And list has more built-in functions than that of tuple. So we can use like direct object, directory object, inbuilt function to get all associated functions of list and tuple. Okay. We can clearly see that there are so many additional functionalities associated with the list over a tuple. So we can do insert, pop operation, removing and sorting elements in the list with inbuilt functions, which is not available in tuple. So these are the size comprehension. These are the different use of cases. Those things are really necessary. But the key points that you should remember, the literal syntax of tuple is shown by parentheses, where the literal syntax of the list is shown by square brackets. So list has variables length, tuple has fixed length. List has mutable nature, tuple has immutable nature. List has more functionality than tuple. So these things are really necessary. If you like this video, keep on the subscribe button and please share on your media so that you will not miss any type of update at last. Thank you for watching the video. We will meet you soon. Okay. Thank you so much. Yeah. Bye bye.